Alright then guys, so we're going to actually put this together, so put the SD card in. I am using a multiple hat on there. We are going to use it in simplex mode simply because I know that hat works. So what we're going to do is we're going to power up. I'm going to plug that in out of the camera. And I'm going to let it do its funky stuff. So whilst we're waiting for that, we're waiting for it to upload. We're at the stage where we've watched the silent video where I've done the hat flash. Now, what I noticed in it was actually this, obviously the version. It says 30th of October 2021. And of course we're in November. So I downloaded that one. That is the latest one. So on the latest update, I wouldn't say that it is the quickest way. Also, the other thing is of course, if you're rebuilding, I did mention yesterday, I showed in the silent video, the backing up of the hotspot as well. So I say back up your hotspot, and of course down here on my desktop there is an actual, that is my hotspot backup with the WPA. So I've given that enough time to start loading, and I'm going to click, well, open it in a new tab, and I am going to open up, there we go, and that's what you'll be greeted with, no mode defined. So of course we're going to do the way that you would do it if you've done your backup. So you've got backup restore there. You did see that all the titles were different. We're going to choose our file, we're going to go to desktop, and we're going to see Pi-Star config. We're going to double check on there, 4.1.5. Got that one is what the software came in. So we choose that one. We're going to press open. And we're going to go that. So I'm hoping that we've chosen the right zip. We've told it to, there we go. And it's basically, it's telling you that it's done some stuff, it's copied some stuff, removed some stuff, and it says it's complete down at the bottom. So if we go to the dashboard now, the dashboard says my name, Mike Whiskey 7 Charlie Charlie Sierra. We're on a frequency. If I key this radio, it's on parrot. So I key this radio and you see the dashboard go up. Wait for that to come back. So I key this radio and you see the dashboard go up. So there we go. That's us configured. We're restored, but we've written a new image. But that's too easy, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to factory reset it. So that's what we're doing with factory resetting. And that will load us a fresh configuration. But if you do your backup first, it's so quick, it's easy, it's from boot up. The only thing we put in is we've added our Wi-Fi in, and of course it works straight through. Parrot works straight away. So now we're going to face it with, there we go, no mode defined, and you're going to come to it to start doing it. So you're going to go configuration. So hostname Pi-Star, you can change that. I've got one, I've run two, so I've got one that says DMR, one that actually says C4FM. I'm also going to cover right now, before we go ahead and configure this, say that you've put the Wi-Fi supplement file on and it's not worked. You're not able to get to any kind of dashboard. You don't know how to get there, and of course it's on Pi-Star. But if you're on a Windows PC, if you just start to type command prompt and you go to command prompt, now this handy little thing, obviously on this multi, there's no screen on there, so I'm not going to be able to see an IP address on it. So I want to know that it's rebuilt itself, it's done an update or anything like that. We no longer know the IP address. You just type in ping, and because it's called Pi-Star, we're going to undo the caps. Ping Pi-Star, and there we go. It's given me the address, and that's 192.168.2.4. You chuck that in the browser, so that's 0.2.4, so 192.168.2.4. It helps if I've got the 1 in there. I've got a bit of a dodgy 1 on that keypad there. 192.168.2.4, and we press enter, and we're at the same place. It's no mode defined. So we're going to configure it. So there's a reason why I was in cap lock. So we put our call sign in. Obviously I've put mine in before, so a little bit quicker. Trying to remember what that radio was on. 43900. 439.00, I believe, just for testing. And now you got to go and look up all this again, but of course I don't have to on the backup. We're going to stick that to auto, so it looks your call sign up. We're going to use it in private mode. We're not going to bother clicking any of that, and we're going to apply changes, and it's going to go round. We're going to wait for that. I'm doing this video in live time to try and help. And of course it's a handy little tip there if you ever lose your hotspot IP address. So this is round the first time we go in round now. You can see my Pi-Star config, which I'm going to close down now. That was what I used to back it up. It's still going to tell us, no, yet warning, there's a modem problem, because we haven't done anything with Ethernet. So if we're going DMR, we're going to click DMR. If you've got a display, you're going to go OLED type 3. You've got your node, your call sign, your radio frequency. It's not going to ask us for a DMR ID yet. Going to go private, and then we're going to select our hat, which is STM32 DVM MMDVM HS Raspberry Pi GPO, because it plugs in to the GPIO pins. So yeah, that's as far as we can go, and we can click apply changes. I've not filled out any of that information. I've got a backup if I wanted to fill that out. But you would normally fill those out as well, unless you like being out in the middle of the Irish Sea or out in the middle of the sea, then you can keep it there. But if you want to use like APRS functions and things like that on radios, then yeah, you need your location properly. I'm doing this on a Pi 0, so it takes a little bit longer. It's a bit quicker on a Pi 3. And we're back round again. So now you will see that our DMR ID says 123456 7. That's not our ID. So I know mine, it knows mine. And then we're going to look for Brandmeister, because this is where it all started with, even though it defaults where it does, Brandmeister. And it's the network. So you're going to go Brandmeister United Kingdom. You're going to go ESSID. Now you could, if you run more than one, or you know, it's always good to give it another number. So I've given it a number there. I've put Brandmeister 2341 in there. It's gone for DMR options because it said, because it was applied to free DMR. We're going to click apply changes, and then it's going to go round and we'll have the Brandmeister settings. So while we're talking of Brandmeister, if you are new to DMR, then you may not have thought of having a Brandmeister self-care account yet. Or you've got a Brandmeister self-care account, but you don't realise it can open up extra avenues on the Pi-Star. So if we go to Brandmeister, Brandmeister dashboard, and we go to login, you should have your account details which you logged in with for your DMR ID, and of course it's normally the same password, and I govern Neil's. If he needs any help, I can change some stuff around. So from here, I'm trying to remember where we go. We click on our call sign, we go to our profile, I believe. No, we don't. We go to our profile settings. Now here we have API keys, so you click on there and you'll see I've got C4FM, DMR, and we've got duplex mobile. So we'll revoke that and we'll have another one. So we click add, give it a name, so test hotspot. And then it comes up with all this. Just want to click copy there. And then we go back to our hotspot. And we'll carry on. So that password you just signed into Brandmeister with, you want to enter it there. And then we're going to click apply changes again. Also, the other things you can do in self-care is there are other options, so you can actually lock things up. So if you click into self-care, you select what type of radio you've got, whether you want to use in call and stuff like that. Air security, it's a pretty good one. Now that, if you turn that on, even though you've got that, you can forget about that. And you turn that on, and if you click save, that air security is now on. It will only enable it 15 minutes after you select what master you're going to use it on. Pretty handy if somebody tries to use your ID on a repeater, because if you only allow it on a different server and your local repeaters are on Brandmeister UK, it stops them using your ID. So that's just a handy one there. And also, if you click my hotspots, it will show you 99 is the one we just built, that one is my C4FM, and that one is my DMR. So that's just a handy bit about the Brandmeister self-care whilst we were waiting for that to go round. And of course it has gone round now, the password is now in there, and we're going to click on our admin. So our admin there, we've got an orange light, so that's got to be the DMR ID, hasn't it? So we'll try that again. It may. That's the same password, but of course you can always do a key strike. But you know, everything all says here now, Brandmeister self-care as well. Now remember where we've already pasted that key from Brandmeister self-care as well. That's still there waiting to be used, but of course we're just going to try and get the hotspot into running mode first. So I've done this from a fresh image, more or less. The update I'm using is what I've used off a previous hotspot. So we go click on our admin now. We've still got a DMR light. So we'll try for an update. And we'll use the built-in update. So it's done everything it wants to do. If we go back to admin, well, we can see that light, just by doing that little quick update, it put us into play, and it's put us out of play again. But it's showing that it's there listening. And if I key through here, testing 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1, it didn't come back because obviously the orange light's on. It's going locally. So if that normally happens to me, I normally click on the expert mode into my SSH access, and then we log in here where we normally log in with pi start and the password raspberry, and then we're going to do a sudo update, which was covered in another video. Sudo pi start upgrade. We're already default 0.1.6 because I've already done that bit, because that's what took time off the video. And sudo pi start update. So we hit it for that. Could even just be the Wi-Fi spot in here, because the Pi that I'm using, that literally, it's why I've called it test Pi. It's just I've just built this out of test bits for today. So that one, the Wi-Fi chip's missing off it. So it could be thinking, oh, my Wi-Fi is not strong enough, and I've just slightly moved it. It might be strong enough now. usual stuff when you go through this. And he's finished. So I can click admin and leave. And we can see a green DMR light again. So, whilst we've still got that, we've got, we will do a parrot test. Mike Whiskey 7 Charlie Charlie goes out as soon as I key up there. So yeah, there's got to be something wrong there. Probably the wrong DMR ID in this radio. Good idea to check that. Just quickly check that. So I can do all mine off the front. DMR IDs. Radio info. View. So yeah, that's the one we are using with it. It's hitting the radio. It's hitting it every time anyway. So you won't have this issue, but I'm having this issue. I think it's because I've chose 99, and I think 99 is already in use by my C4 FM. So right, so we're gonna go back to expert again. So we're gonna go configuration. We're gonna do that that API key expert. And when we click expert, when we go along, you'll see BM API. Now, we're going to paste in there what we kept. And we're going to apply the changes. And then we're going to go back to admin and spot the difference. We now have a box we can play with. So if I went 9.1 there and I add that, click modify, in theory, as soon as it sees traffic but our little light is out, it would start popping through there. Now I don't understand why that keeps knocking out. It could be Wi-Fi, it could be that other thing. So I'll quickly change the number. And the number I'm talking about is a DMR ID. So we go, I don't know if I've been there before, 67, apply the changes. You're just going to apply 1, 2, 3 or 4. Whenever I build another hotspot, I tend to use a number so that I've got a fresh, not got anything coming in, not got something that I've left a talk group open on or something like that. The other thing is because I didn't want to mess my WJTX settings up again, of course the sound comes off the camera, so I'm not sure whether the audio is coming back or not, but of course we'll find out once it's on YouTube. So I might have been talking for nothing. So my little light is still out. Just double checking things. And literally it doesn't look like anything could be wrong other than that. So I'm going to put what I think could be a wrong one. Could be the right one. We see if we get a red light instead of an amber light, or whether we still got an amber light. And then I know I've got a typo in the actual Brandmeister. Makes a long video, to be honest, and I'm really sorry. But like I said, don't edit them. And of course, I know my screen's going out. I know you can see me. I'm not doing it to be famous or anything like that, just to help people. So we're going to double check that ID. Only for testing purposes only. If you will need to eliminate the radio, you just quickly chuck it there like that. If the radio goes through, you then start looking at the radio. And we're round, up and running, applied changes, and click to admin. See, it's warned us now because of what we've just done. We went straight orange. So that the Brandmeister password must definitely be wrong, because I've put in what I think is wrong. But as I've always said, if in doubt, backup restore, choose file. Instead of me messing around with it, just click that and restore it. Just for the sake of this video and trying to, because obviously you guys ain't going to have that problem. I'm hoping you're not going to forget your Brandmeister passwords and things like that, like I just have. But of course, yeah, mind blank. Well, you can just see on there, 91 just blipped.
I guess the temperature will be slightly different in New York. I'm in the southern part of New Jersey.
This is the annoying thing with 91.
The temperature here is 49
you can't get a blip in.
Celsius.
So you type 91 there, type delete.
Also, is this the summer months for you? Is this the summer months? Over.
And there we go. Gone. So if you want to go to HubNet, you're going to modify, stack it by adding. I pressed enter then, because all their things were configured. And you see it goes up into static talk group 23526. And there's no activity there. So 2350, you can do more than one. But I don't suggest it. That's why I use different numbers, because what I'll do is I will change my number to one that's got them all on and one that hasn't. So there we go, that's 2350 for activity. And then of course good old 91, which is always a pain for getting out of. You can chuck it on, and it obviously was a password error that because when I restored my config, it's absolutely fine. We're just going to wait for some more traffic on 91 there. And strange enough, when I'm doing this video, it's quiet. Normally it's pretty busy there on 91. Now you'll notice that up here, dynamics, none of it is selected. But of course, to take them away, it is as easy as there we go.
This is Mike 5, Sierra Hotel Alpha, talk to 91.
I'll drop him. Drop the QSO, see, as well. Next one actually come through.
This is VK4, Delta X-Ray Norway. I heard you, Joe, earlier on. This is VK4 DXN.
So I'm deleting 2350. Going to take away HubNet.
VK4 DXN, do you copy? This is Papa Uniform 2, Oscar Yankee Hotel. Hi, Daniel. Yeah, I copy you. I'm doing something.
I've got no idea in here.
VK4 DXN, name is Mario, and located between
So
Bristol City and the
91,
Gulf
9.
Coast. Haven't got the dashboard on, so I couldn't get your call sign quick. So we'll pass it back to you and have a look at your call sign next time. Over.
So it may have dropped him yet. It's dropped. So we did a test. Mike Whiskey 7 of Charlie Sierra testing into Parrot 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1.
Mike Whiskey 7 of Charlie Sierra testing into Parrot 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1.
So there we go. Hotspot all up and running. I'm hoping that this video did help people in a roundabout way, but it's you know, just a way of doing it there. And 2 3 5 6. So I will use the end of this video. We'll try and find it now. Ken Cormac last QSO. A lot of people ask me about this dashboard. Trying to find there we go. So on GitHub, you can go to here, and we will find some code here. It's probably going to be over the top of me now, but I don't know. And we're going to go, that's my personal hotspot. We're going to go with this one, and we're going to drag that one over to the right. So we're going to go to configuration, we're going to go to expert, we're going to go to SSH access is what I've just clicked. The rigmarole now, signing in again. Pi star raspberry. So first command there, we copy, we right click on here, paste from browser, Control and V on the keyboard, press OK, enter. It then says in his instructions, pull down there. So that's not showing us the full instructions, is it? in this window. So now the next one, we want to pull git copy. Notice I'm not copying the pound signs. Enter, and this will start pulling down information. We're now going to go into the directory. So we're going to paste from browser, Control and V, press OK and enter. So, and then we're going to get the next bit, which is .install. Paste from browser again, Control and V, press OK, enter, press enter to proceed. Whilst that's doing that, I'm going over to admin, and I'm going to put that busy not talk group on. I'm now going to click for full screen and log in again. You don't have to. And then by start hyphen last QSO, and it comes up. And a nice guy called Ken Cormack actually made this. There it is, KE8PDF, DPF even. And when I first ever saw this, I said, oh, it's a bit like CFAX, but you get all the information all in one place. No clicking for QRZ or anything like that. And it's worth having your dashboard up for it. So it's the first time it's ever been ran on this. Obviously it's a new build, and there we go, it's ready to go. So I am definitely static on talk group 91. We're definitely static on HubNet now. So there we go. Someone did. People have just ka-chunked, see. So any ka-chunks, you will get, it comes up, but it gives you all their information. As you can see on here, the last one, KP4LR, Lewis, in talk group 91, QTH Ponce, Puerto Rico. There we go. Daniel, worldwide. They're just ka-junking. They're not actually having a QSO there. So, anyway, we put an end to this video. And basically, it's 7-3 till next time.